Welcome to Sew Very Easy. My name is Laura, and today I want to make a Halloween table runner. Now the table runner is going to be very simple. It's only going to consist of black fabric on the front and black fabric on the back with some wool batting in between. Now the design I'm going to do is a pantograph, and I was able to get this free. So I can put a link in the description to the free pantograph. That is a spider web. Now I don't know how long it will be free for, so if you get the opportunity and you want to try this, be sure to download that. So to make this pantograph, I am going to need to print out these pages and tape them together. Now I am going to do just 3 rows of quilting, just right down the entire table runner, and I have decided on having 7 pages in that pantograph. So I've taken 7 pages, printed them out, and glued them together. And I've done that 3 times because I am going to quilt right through this paper. And that way I don't have to mark anything. I'm going to put black thread on the bobbin, and I'm going to put a glow-in-the-dark thread on the top. So let me show you how I have prepared my pages, and I am making a few little adjustments. So I did get this free pattern from Quilting Pantographs. So this is my spider web. So I need to tape those together. And you can see where those pieces are going to join. I did lay the paper out on a straight table, and I used the edge of the table to help keep those pages straight. And I have 7 pages taped together. And I have done this 3 times. I'm going to have 1 pattern in the center and then 1 on each side. I will be quilting right through this paper. So I am using a lightweight foundation paper, and that way it rips off really easily. I did machine baste my layers together, and my centerpiece is 11 inches. And I do have a center line. That 11 inches matches my 11-inch paper. So for the center, I want the 1 pattern. On each side, I'm going to take that pantograph, I'm going to tape it together, and then I want to cut out 1 side. By cutting this out, I'm going to be able to pull this in a little bit closer to that centerpiece. I will still need 7 of these papers, but what I've done is I've cut 1 paper in half and have put half on one side and half on the other side. So I'm going to need 2 strips that look like this, and then that centerpiece. The center row I'm going to change a little bit. I have a space here, but I really don't have a space here. So when I go to put this in, I would be going over top some stitching, and I don't want that. So I'm going to change this first row. I'm going to take out these little points. So as we are quilting, we're going to quilt around. We're going to come down. We are supposed to come down, up, and then down to go back into that center. I'm going to take the point from here and pull it over to here and not do these. So as I'm quilting, I'm going to come here and then go right back to the center, and then I'm going to be able to continue. So each one of these areas, I'm just going to take and mark just with another color so that I can identify that as I'm stitching. I'm only going to do this for the center row. So for the center row, I am not going to have any of those points, which means I am going to be able to overlap that spider web. I'm going to have the points coming down on the one side, and then I'm going to be able to do the same for the second side. So now I can pin baste this first pantograph right on that quilt. The side rows I'm going to do after, so we can put those aside. So now I can just go to the machine and stitch right through this paper. And Just follow the pattern. So when I come to this end, instead of doing those loops, I'm going to just trail over to this center. And if you don't follow the lines exactly, that's all right. Every spider web is a little different. So I'm just going to continue following this design from the one side all the way to the other. Once this first row has been stitched down, I'm going to be able to remove the paper. And you don't need to remove all of it. What I want to do is remove the area that I'm going to overlay the next pattern. And the paper is really easy to come off. By removing that paper, it will make sure that we're not stitching over two pieces of paper. And it's easy for us to see where to lay out this next pattern. So I'm going to adjust this, pin it down, and follow the pattern. And this time I will be following these little points. So I will have the points coming to the outside. So pin baste this row on and stitch. Once that side has been done, we can remove those papers. And I just want to remove enough of the loose ones. I will worry about the little ones later. So I have the middle row done and one of the side rows done. Now I'm putting on the other side. So one side of the pattern is going to go this direction. This will go in this direction. So pin baste and stitch, and then we can take off all of the paper. It's so fun to see these spider webs come to life when you take the paper and the basting out. So the last thing I need to do is just trim this and put on a binding. Now let's see if we can see this glowing in the dark. So any glow in the dark thread is going to give us this beautiful, fun look. This paper quilting is a lot of fun to do, and what makes it really easy is this particular design. The spider web has a lot of space around it. The quilting is not dense, so it's easy to take the paper off. The tighter the little pattern is, the harder it is to take that paper out. Now I just used some solid black fabric, but this could be done in any fun Halloween design. And thank you for joining me today on Sew Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and I do have a newsletter. It's all free under Sew Very Easy. And be sure to make every day a Sewtacular day. Bye for now.